Hello everyone and welcome to the small update video about the next upcoming patch for Wano that is coming at Wednesday. So if you're watching this, it might already be live, as it is just a small hotfix, but it's helping out quite a bit. And the one big thing it does is nerfing the French down into a place where they are more worthwhile. Eugen also crushing a lot of bug fixes. There is now also a new minimap on Death Row where you see the zones. They want feedback about that. If you like that minimap, let Eugen know if you want the other minimaps to be like that as well. And then they might change that in the future. And yeah, let's go into the balance changes here. Other changes up and coming are mostly namesake wise, like a lot of small little bugs crushed there, like calibers being given wrong and so on. Camouflage for the British Chinook is here as well. But most importantly, French Grenadier Voltigeurs and Grenadier Arpilas got 5 points more expensive. And their super OP 20mm super fast VAB transport got 5 points more expensive as well. So these are not as strong anymore. Reservists, on the other hand, got 5 points cheaper. So that is one of the small buffs to the French. And then in the recon tab, the Alouette got a bit cheaper, but the most important one is that AMX-10s now come in lower availability. The AMX-10 RC Superblind starts at 3 availability and on lower veterancy than before. Before it was 4 on veteran, now it's only 3 at trained, whilst the AMX-10 RC is 4 instead of 6 on trained. So there you get 7 less if you take them on full and less veterancy. So the MX-10 RC still will be super strong. The stats are still the same, but they won't be as spammable and not quite as good with the veterancy as before, which for sure is a nice change. As you can see, the red curve also not amazing. It's not a 4-3-2, it's a 4-2-1 here. So AMX-10s a bit less annoying, most likely because you see less of them. And that is basically it here. No changes to the tanks. Artillery pieces now all max out on 2 availability. So you only get 2 AMXs in here, or only 2 cards of AM109s in here. So that reduces artillery spam a bit, but no major stats change in the artillery tab. Yeah. The commandos also got 10 points more expensive, as they were also pretty cheap for an infantry unit of this type. And then on the British side, it goes the other way around. If we go into the British deck, first of all, as I said, the Chinook now has lovely British camo with the rondelle and so on. And then in the infantry tab, some of your infantry now is cheaper. First of all, your rifle leaders went down from 140 to 125, and the gun group went down from 20 to 25, which is quite big because this is the cheapest unit that you can bring with an IFV, with a warrior in any division. And for 50 points, you now get an IFV plus a gun group infantry with 2 MGs. So this can be quite worthwhile. And then the other unit that comes in the warrior, the armored rifles, also went down 5 points. So your infantry is a bit more affordable. You will see more of these guys. The RPM also went up in availability to 12 per card. So a bit more around here. The Carl Gustav sadly didn't went down in price, so they are still a bit useless next to the rifles, which are your standard go-to infantry. That is still really good. And then in the recon tab, the Fox got its ammo fixed, so it has now MG ammo. The Skimithars and Scorpion went up quite a bit in availability from 6 to 9 on this veterancy level. And the Scouts went down in price from 65 to 55 and from 70 to 55 and from 75 to 60. So these are pretty worthwhile now taking as well. Both of these Scouts units are pretty competitive. And the SAS Patrol went up 5 points, but that is because it got TNT satchel charges. So it's a more all-around unit now. It's really a CQC recon unit with TNT and with a bit of AT and then some MP4s that can maybe win fights against other recon units now in the close quarters, which can be nice. Yeah, that is basically it for the British. And Then one bigger change on the Soviet side is that you get the UARTs in the recon tab, not with exceptional optics anymore. They fixed that. This one now has good optics like the East German one as well. So these UARTs are not super sneaky anymore. And the most OP plane in the game got nerfed slightly, as the Soviet Su-25 rocket now will be 170 points. So yeah, that's it. Some nice buffs to the British, some nice buffs, nerfs to the French and the most OP Soviets. And in general, a lot of hotfixes coming with this as well. So game should be one step better to and I hope you will all enjoy it with the new patch. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. If you want to keep up to date with Wano, consider subscribing and liking the video down below so that more other people get informed about the nice changes Eugen is doing in their game as well. That's it. Bye bye and see you in the next one.